Welcome to the latest episode of Branding the Experience, where we discuss ways where we can create environments where employees actually want to come to work and customers want to keep coming back. Hi, I'm Ken Bader, your host for Branding the Experience, and also the author of the latest book, The Formula for Business Success equals B plus C plus S, a discussion on brand, culture, and strategy alignment. And you caught me as I was just going through a video of a session I did a few months ago where I talk about the B plus C plus S formula in Branding the Experience, the training session. And I was laughing because I hit the one part of the session that I really enjoy. I enjoy the whole session, but this one in particular I always get a laugh out of because I make a point of don't be a clown with your brand. Let's listen in and you'll understand what I'm talking about. I love this quote. Brand is no longer what we tell people it is. It's what people tell each other. Susie talked about the program that they did in the last venue, and it was about social media and Yelp and so forth. You know, why do you think Yelp is so popular? Or you can't answer. Why do you think Yelp is so popular?
Because customers are telling each other.
Exactly. People would actually rather trust a complete stranger online than trust advertising in a particular magazine today. Because they figure, all right, well, you're just telling me what you want to tell me. But Julio from 5 cities away wrote on Yelp that it was a 2-star out of 5-star experience, so I'm going to trust that. And we can talk a little bit about Yelp later. So what does this tell us? Well, the bad news is that if we think that we look like this and this is how we advertise ourselves, but everybody else thinks that this is actually our brand image, we've got a disconnect there. We have a problem. There's ways to change that, but if our clients and customers think we look like that, what do we look like? We're the clown. Exactly. But the good news is, if our customers actually do think more of us than we think of ourselves, that's right too. Right? Like our friend Batman over here. So, how can you avoid allowing your brand to turn into a clown or to look like a clown? And frankly, unless you're a circus or something like that, that's exactly what you don't want to happen. But a few tips. One, I mentioned Yelp in the session. Pay attention to those. Even if you're not signing up with Yelp, you need to pay attention to the comments on a very base level, just to understand what the public is saying about you. Because as some people will say, I don't know if I necessarily agree with this, but there is this one theory that you as the business don't own the brand, the people that you serve in the public own the brand. Not sure if I quite agree with that, but what I do agree with is the public's perception is actually more important than the reality. So we need to understand what people are saying on Yelp and other social media, Facebook and so forth, about our business. Because one, it gives us a heck of a lot of good feedback. And two, if it's something that isn't reality, if we are running a good business or we feel we are and the reality isn't matching what the perception is, then that means we either, one, have a skewed version of the perception of the business ourselves and need to make some changes, or it's possible that our reality is right and we do run a good business, we're just not communicating it well enough, or maybe there's just a couple things that we need to tweak in order to improve our business and have it be seen the way that it needs to be seen. And the other thing that I stress is ask. ask your clients, customers, and members. And not just in a survey. Do some focus groups if you can. Maybe just ask, how was your experience today? Because some people will come right out and say very bluntly how they feel. And others will be a little bit more sheepish, even if they didn't have a good experience, that they won't really mention it. So while you may get some feedback in person that may be different from the surveys, that's a good program to make sure that you do, because you can compare, all right, what are people telling me in person and what am I hearing on these surveys? If you're hearing the same thing, then that's great. That means that everybody is probably on point to exactly what the brand and the branded experience is with your business. If you're getting different things, then it's your chance to evaluate that and understand why. Is it because people are being nice in person and being blunt in the survey? Are people just telling me what I want to hear when I do send out a survey? What is it? But they're important questions to ask. But the most important thing is to be open to evaluation. If you don't want to be a clown, and that's what you're kind of labeled as, especially in social media in general, as to what your branded perception is, then knowing that is the beginning to change that. It's the beginning of the process to begin changing the communication, and more importantly, making sure the experience that you offer consistently to your customers, clients, or members match or exceed exactly what you're promising and what you need to do in order to grow your business productively and profitably. Thank you for spending some time with me today, and here's hoping that you're branding the experience at your unique business at a very high level. Take care.